Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, I let my sprinkler run the other day and then it just got stuck over here on this side. It wouldn't go back. And I knew it was getting time to change the filter at my well. So I'm gonna show y'all what I've got. One of those whole house filters, but I've got it out here at the well. So it filters everything from this point out. So it filters the water going to the chicken pens, which is down here, and straight down and in the ground to the house. The only faucet that's not filtered is that one. And I moved the hose. That'll help clear out some of the sand. I get a lot of sand in my well, but that carbon filter I put on there, it says down to 1 micron is what it filters to. I'm thinking it's more like 4, but either way, every drop of water, except for that faucet on this property, it goes through that carbon filter. And I get very, very clean water. I don't get stains in my sinks. I don't get, it's shooting way over here to the pump house. I don't get, debris or anything in my water. My water is actually filtered better than store-bought bottled water. So what I'm trying to do is run the sprinkler every other day. And I've walked it out there. I've got quite a few. I could count hundreds of little bitty tiny blades of grass coming up through the ground. Some of it I can see from here. I mean, some of it's coming up in a little clump, But either way, I'm going to let that run for a little bit and get this ground wet again. We were supposed to get storms this evening, and we haven't got it. So the sun's shining right now. Most of the clouds are gone. And this morning, the weather app, guy I work with and myself, we always talk about it. Weather app says 3 o'clock is going to start storming. Possibility of severe weather. And yeah, I got a cloud up there, but look at the sky, y'all. I'm turning 360. The sun is right through there. Back to the cloud I started. Look, I don't know how weather forecasters can be wrong as much as they are and still have a job. I mean, with all the satellite technology we have, with all the, ways of seeing the rain storms coming towards you, how can they get wrong 80% of the time? But they are. Last time they said we were going to get 3 to 4 inches of rain. I got about a ½ inch. So that's why I've been watering the chicken runs, trying to get the grass to grow, because, chickens will scratch and not only eat the grass, but if they scratch up the roots, they'll eat the roots too, and then it won't come back. But I've got quite a bit, little places in here that's popping back up from where I watered it. So I'm going to continue watering for a few weeks, every other day or so, maybe every 3 days, something like that, to keep this grass, wet enough to where it'll start growing. And I'm still keeping the blue orpingtons and the turkeys off of this chicken run because I want that grass to come back. And without rain, it's just coming back slow. So I moved it off my filter because it just, running a sprinkler for 6 hours, I move enough sand with my well that it's going to stop my filter up. And I basically change it once a month as it is. That last one I let run for 2 months. And because, it's just me most of the time here. So I can get a few months out of it. But running this sprinkler clogs it up pretty doggone fast, y'all. And, at $8, $10, $12, depending on where I buy them, per filter, it adds up pretty quick. But either way, even when I build the new water tower and I gravity feed to the property, it's still going to go through a whole house water filter just like it is now. So I'll still have good, clean water, and that's important. But I did finally empty all my chicken feed cans, and y'all know I've been out of scratch for a couple months. So I went by today thinking it was going to rain and I couldn't get a whole bunch at once, I'd got a bag of layer pellets and a bag of scratch feed. I came home and I filled up both chicken pens feeders. Well, I didn't quite fill that one, but it's pretty close. And then I refilled the baby chicks in there, and I added a couple of scoops of layer pellets in with their start and grow. That way the older chickens, the 5 that are, you know, almost 6 weeks old, they can start eating pellets. And the mama hen can eat pellets. The little ones, they could probably eat them, but they still need that start and grow because they're only fixing to be 3 weeks old. By the time y'all see this video, they're 2.5. So anyway, I think the mama hen's still being a little bit aggressive toward the babies. The other 5, not her 3, but the other 5 babies. And they're staying up on the roost quite a bit. But they do come down and feed and water and all that. So I'm going to open that pen and let them out. They're probably going to avoid the wet area. They typically don't go much further than here. I have had them over to this edge right here. And, you know, they're reaching through the fence, grabbing the grass that's out here and such. So I'm going to open that door up and prop it open and let them come out. There's not enough of them. See, she just chased one of the 6-week-olds. 5.5 weeks, whatever. But I took a little bit of scratch feed and threw it on the ground in the first pen so they'd get a treat. I put a little bit in there and I spread it out so she couldn't protect it all and keep the, you know, the others from getting it. And I've thrown these 14 quite a bit out here on the ground, and there's actually a little bit left. I gave it to them twice, so they left a little bit. But I hope that hen back there is not trying to lay an egg in the yard. But there's basically right now, without the mama hen with the babies in here, there's 13 hens and Sue. And y'all, just about every day, I'm getting 10 or 11 eggs from over here. 11 most days. I got 11 today, I got 11 yesterday, I got 10 the day before, 11 the day before that. So out of 13 hens, I'm getting 11. That tells me the Wyandottes, because I'm assuming the Rhode Island Reds, there's 6 of them, are laying pretty much every day. Because before I put the Wyandottes over here, I was getting an egg a day from every hen. Every now and then I'd get one less, but pretty much 6 hens, 6 eggs. The Wyandottes I put in here, and then I got 3 the first time, and then it went to 4. So now I'm getting 5 eggs pretty much from the 7 Wyandottes. That's not a bad ratio. And I've said since these chickens were, you know, 8 months old, the Wyandottes lay better than the Blue Orpingtons. So now it's just proven that the Wyandottes are laying almost as good as the Rhode Island Reds. Look, he done found it and is telling them there's still some here. But the Blue Orpingtons, guys, I'm getting 2 or 3 eggs a day from 6 hens. You know, 30 to 40%, 50% on a good day. And today there's 3 eggs over there. I've gotten 50%. Yesterday there was only 2. The day before that there was 2. The day before that there was 3. And I get a turkey egg every now and then. I really don't want the turkey eggs, but they taste the same. So I'm probably getting very close to time to butcher the Blue Orpingtons. And if I do that, I'm wondering if I want to go ahead and butcher their turkeys. But I'm thinking I'm going to hold off. They're not quite a year old yet. Neither are the Blue Orpingtons, by the way. The Wyandottes and Blue Orpingtons will be a year old on Father's Day. So I've still got a month and a half or so like that. Because my son bought those for me for Father's Day. He bought 24 chickens. And I ended up with, I think, 5 Blue Orpington roosters. 4 or 5. I think it was 4. And not a single Wyandotte that was a rooster. They were all sexed properly. But either way, that's what I'm thinking. It's getting pretty close to putting the Blue Orpingtons in the freezer. And since the Wyandottes are laying better now, they'll get a reprieve and probably survive through the summer. at least until they go back to not laying worth, nothing. All the new baby chicks, Rhode Island Reds start laying between 5 and 7 months typically. So, I got 3.5 to 4 months before those 5 start laying, probably 4. And then I've got roughly 5 months before the 3 little ones start laying. And that's if they're all hens. And of course, if I get a broody hen, I'm gonna let her set. But I'm thinking it's about time to put the blue orphans in the freezer. Y'all tell me what you think. I mean, they eat just as much feed as the other chickens, and they produce well under half of the amount of eggs that the other chickens do. Now, I'm not starving for eggs by no means. I put 30 dozen in the freezer the other day. So it's not that. It's the point is that I sell eggs, and the money I sell the eggs for helps pay for the feed. So, the Rhode Island Reds are paying for themselves. And when they get, a couple of years old, because they're not but 8-9 months old. When they get a year old or whatever, if I want to rotate through and put them in the freezer, I can. So you not only, they pay for themselves with their eggs, but then you also get the meat. So I don't know. I'm torn with it. I like my Rhode Island Reds. I'm thinking of just letting them live until they quit laying. And pretty much then all they're good for is boiling and making chicken pot pie or something. They get tough as they get older. So anyway, I would appreciate some feedback on it. Tell me what y'all think. I'm not raising chickens as pets like One Day at a Time Farmstead. I love Miss Jean and her husband, and they do a fantastic job. But they are raising animals as rescues and pets. They're not raising them for food like I am. My livestock is expected to produce food or be food, one of the two. The turkeys, more than likely, the end of 2024 for Thanksgiving and Christmas, those turkeys are going to be part of the meal. So we'll see how that works out. But either way, I'm going to keep watering the chicken run. I've got it going until it just about hits the building. I don't want to, and it's just about spraying me. It's coming all the way to here. So I'm getting 75%, maybe more, of the chicken run area with that sprinkler right there. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all watching and listening to the videos. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe, guys. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a dime, and it helps us small channels a tremendous amount, because YouTube is not going to help promote, no more than they absolutely have to, a conservative Christian channel, period. That's just the way it goes. I know it. Most other people know it. And, I've done a few videos on political stuff, and boy, they strike that stuff down in a heartbeat. And firearms videos, they strike that down in a heartbeat. So that just makes them not want to promote the rest of my channels. And every one of you guys that are subscribed, I truly appreciate you. And, spread the word. If you can share the channel out, whatever, I do appreciate that. Y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.